release your jaw off these corporations' cocks, dog. That's what we really need to talk about. We need to talk about why are they so headstrong on accepting getting your booty hole taken. Now, trying another episode, so close. Who is this man? This man must be brand new out here. Yes, your boy might be brand new, but I'm doing it. Trying to be consistent. Again, need to actually put the time and effort into this. But let's go. Let's talk about the PS5 Pro. Basically, $700 plus tax. You're basically looking at $800, $900 with everything. Do we even need a Pro? Yes, I am kind of late on this. I know. But do we even need a Pro? The real answer is no. Because no games are really going to take advantage of what the Pro has to offer. Are these going to be old games that we're going to be playing? Are we going back to old games? Don't get me wrong. I have a serious backlog. But dropping $800, $900, damn near $1,000 for a console? To do what? I wasn't planning to get a console anyway. But realistically, GTA 6, I might need to make a choice. I really might need to make a choice at that point. Do I get it on X busy? Do I get X busy, dog? Do I get X busy? Because Xbox been trying to do this song and dance, drop in there fucking Series X to like damn near $300. I need another Blu-ray. I need another Blu-ray player. I might have to do it. I might take the jump. I might have to take the leap. Give me that. Give me that. Also, I haven't bought a console since the freaking PS4, since last gen and whatnot. Are these consoles even coming out with like a 60 days or 30 days of like PS Plus just off the rip? Like, you're still having us pay for online. At least when we purchase your console, throw us a leg like, yo, here, you got 30 days of whatever their lowest thing is. Just 30 days of it. You got that. Let them do. Show some appreciation to people who still play this. Because clearly you're all already moving to put your stuff on PC. You're closing the gap on how long it's going to take for you to port your shit over or develop for PC. So show us some respect. Sony, Xbox, show some goddamn respect out here, alright? I'm tired of this shit. So $30 for the stand. Sony really trying to push the envelope. Since Xbox ain't fighting back, what's going on here? What's really good? We really need to talk about this. Nintendo's doing their bullshit. Nintendo's doing what they've always been doing. Locking in their prices for their games. So you might get like a $10 discount on a game that's like 4 years old. So you might pay $50 instead of $60 for their games. But what are we talking about here? Like, what are we actually talking about? The console industry is just getting slammed. It should be getting slammed. But there's these cocksuckers who just can't release your jaw off these corporations' cocks, dog. That's what we really need to talk about. We need to talk about why are they so headstrong on accepting getting your booty hole taken. Again, I said that and booty hole way too many times in the other episode. But let's just look into this deeply. Like, why are gamers accepting the disrespect? Why are we accepting this? Just buy the PC. It's really that people just need to understand, like, just pay the upfront price on a PC and you'll be locked in for a good number of years. Just pay the price. 3, 4, 5, 6 years. If you get a good enough PC, you can just rock out. You're going to save yourself the headache. You can get better deals. Don't get me wrong, physical copies. Everybody's moving for physical copies. I would love to still get physical copies on PC games and get those prices even lower. The digital shit is pretty cool. I can get my shit as soon as I purchase the shit. I don't have to wait for niggas to send it to the depot team, to send it to my house, or to schedule fucking someone to pick the shit up to get delivered. The weather might be bad. My package might not show up. They might give me like a whole day window. It might get lost in the sauce. I want consoles to come back and be excited for shit to come out. The Dragon Ball Z, I'm not really feeling that. I don't really care. I think they didn't spread out the games well enough. You had Kakarot, Sparking Zero. It's just not enough. You need to spread these shits out a little bit more. People's gonna get burned out of Dragon Ball. The Dragon Ball story is finite. So you're putting a lot of what ifs onto the game just to give it some more padding. My overall disgust with the consoles, just gaming in general, is taking a toll on what I expect from games, what I expect from these consoles. This PS5 Pro is supposedly going to help upscale and do some shits for some games that the developers were lacking in doing themselves. So it's going to offset that. So what's clearly happening, instead of the developers going back, dropping a patch, updating the shit they need to do, they're going to lean on the PS5 Pro on that, instead of just becoming better developers. You have to learn your craft, understand the ins and outs. But right now, you're just having better hardware that's giving you a scapegoat and offsetting your issues. I want to say fixing it, offsetting your issues. So giving better performances and stuff like that. We still have the whole, what's it called? Fidelity mode, and what's the other one called? The split, the graphics or performance mode, fidelity or performance mode. That's what I was thinking. We still have that. I think PS5 Pro is literally just mentioned for Grand Theft Auto. There's nothing in Sony's tool belt right now that's, again, they might have something down the pipeline. But what I really think it is that they dropping this because they know they're gonna get the marketing for PS5 for Grand Theft Auto. They know it. Xbox, why? Why would they even do that? Sony gonna get the marketing. They're gonna put they're gonna, pucker up their cheeks, throw that ass back for fucking Rockstar, so that they can get all the marketing rights and everything like that, and push it with the PS5 Pro, and what is that really gonna do? Here's the actual problem. You put it with the PS5 Pro, are all these games gonna get a Pro patch? And what is the Pro patch gonna consist of? We really have to ask ourselves, what is the Pro patch going to consist of? It's a very weird situation that the gaming industry in the console side, all of it's really, because PC games should be outdoing console games, but every game has to look and align with all the other consoles. When people had the Xbox game for Splinter Cell, which Double Agent, I beat Double Agent on Xbox. Then when I played it on 360 and seeing how drastically that looked, seeing it with one of the Call of Duties, it lets you understand you were playing and seeing at a handicap level. When you touch that new, it was like, your eyes were open. That blur was gone. I don't think GTA 6 is going to be drastically different on all the other consoles. What is the PS5 gonna do? Is it gonna make it load faster? They might even fuck around and drop it for all gen. Like, let's be honest, they might fuck around and drop it for all gen. Get that, get that. Last gen, this gen type talk. That's what they really might do. Let's really sit there and analyze like, yo, these fuckers who are going to double dip of pushing their their PC release because they're not going day and day with PC. And if they are, I'll be happy because that means I get a day one buy on that GTA 6. But I do not expect them to take an L. Why drop it on PC when you can just wait, do a couple patches, blah, 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 fix a couple bugs, you have the beta testers doing all their shit, and then come out of the woodwork and like, yo, we're dropping this. Like they did with the other one. It's a very, very crazy scenario. And I just want Xbox. I say Xbox. I just want Rockstar to drop the banger and have no handicaps. It shouldn't have any handicaps going forward. And why would they? You know why they wouldn't? Because the other consoles and just the sheer laziness of people really using every ounce of the console it's made on to be fucking drastically different. Alright. Really gotta talk about Warhammer Space Marine 2. I've already beaten the game like the first week I got it. I was playing it constantly. And I liked every minute of it. But after you beat it, they made some design choices that was very questionable for me personally. Now, yes, I said I liked it. It's a good game. People should definitely play the game. But do I think it would deserve the $70 price tag? No. This was a definitely wait for a deep price discount. Now you might ask yourself, why? Why do you feel that way? Again, it was a good palate cleanser from all the other games, the soy boy type characters and whatnot that's being pushed out here. I did like part 1. I was excited for part 2. But they broke it up into 3 different ways, the 3 different game modes. There's campaign, there's co-op campaign, and then there's PvP. I have yet to touch the PvP, so take that for a grain of salt. I don't want people being like, oh, you didn't really play the PvP though, so you can't really judge it in totality. If the other modes, let me know how everything was. You know what it is. I haven't played that portion. I played through the campaign and the co-op campaign. Campaign, you're playing as your boy. You go through it. They show him disrespect, Niggas think he's a traitor, blah, blah, blah. Cool. But no one really respects you until like towards the end of the game. Like, people are looking at you, talking greasy to your face, greasy behind your back. Like, I thought you were supposed to be in command. Niggas is not even listening to you. Okay. You get the jetpack, some of the guns. It was a very light version of the game that I thought I was getting. It was kind of light. It was very light. I haven't played the PvP. I felt like, they should have gave us more. It was really go here, horde fight. Go here, horde fight. You might have to defend a location, basically a horde location. Push this to where it needs to go. Hold location. It was again rinse and repeat. The enemy, the glitches I was getting was crazy. Like, sometimes I wouldn't be able to see the ammo box. Sometimes whoever I was playing with multiplayer wise, they wouldn't be able to see the ammo box. We were just getting ghost shot from directions until I realized some of the enemies were outside the map that was hitting us. it was a very weird situation. The game was fun to that point. For the price tag, I could not convince people to buy it. A couple of my friends asked me, "Hey, should we get it?" I put in hours of game. I would have said yes in the beginning, but then I was just like, after I beat it, I was like, "Yo, I'm willing to go through the campaign again." But realistically, it's just, for the price tag, you're not getting enough. There's not enough value for the price tag. Breaking up the story mode and campaign mode. I mean, that's campaign story and then co-op story. Breaking those up to different individual things, that was a little weird. They should have just kept it all on the one, and you could choose which one you wanted to do on the fly. But hey, this is happening during this time. Do you want to play this now, or you can go straight to the next mission? They should have gave you the option so the story is more cohesive. Certain missions that the certain co-op missions, that's the other team doing something in the background while you're working on something when you're not playing as the main character. That, again, that could have been streamlined a little bit better. And then after you beat the game, they can just section it off like between the two modes. They should have did something like that, more of that of approach, because it did not make sense to me with what they were doing. The gun variation, it was alright. The gun variation, the melee weapon variation, there wasn't a lot of difference between what you got, what weapons you got, what melee weapon you got. They all pretty much played the same. Now there might have been some variations, like there's the power fist you got on later on in the game. There's the power sword. Switching that between fast mode or heavy mode, there was little things like that. I played the cleric. Is that the cleric or paladin? Whatever it was. The one who could drop this thing and heal everybody. The shield aspect of like, oh, you have life, then you have a shield. There really is no way to actually get your life back, unless you pick up like a life pack. Your shield bar is hella small. And the game is difficult. I played on the second hardest difficulty, so if you're watching my stream, if you're watching any of my gameplay for the game, you know why we're getting our ass kicked, some of the glitches and shit like that. But the game was difficult. I could have played it on an easier mode. I could have. But I felt like this game, it needed to be on a harder difficulty just because. Like, I wanted to feel the pain of playing the game. And again, since I was playing it co-op with one other person, if you had 3 people, probably would have been a lot better. But I only know another person who had the game. When they got it, I got it. It really was. I felt like this is what I want. I wanted this feeling of playing with other people with Gears. Don't get me wrong, Gears, original Gears. When that new Gears comes out, I plan on playing that with the community, with some people. Hopefully these dudes stop acting like the broke boys and get the game. But the blood, the gore, the difficulty spikes, the little hordes, people hiding outside the map, shooting you, the counter, the slash dodge, them feeling very weighty. Those, like, some good points, some bad points. This is definitely a play. I just don't think $70-$80 was something that should have been the cost. This was definitely a $50 maximum. I feel like that's still pushing it, but I felt like that was the price for over everything you get. Was the Game of the Year edition? Not the Game of the Year edition, the Gold edition, which didn't even really give me shit. So I'm just like, what the fuck am I? Why did I even pay for this? Then the convoluted getting armor and stuff like that didn't really make sense to me. So there was a lot there that I was just like, I just did not understand. I probably got gypped off on the Gold edition, so I was like, I didn't get anything. But whose fault is that? Mine's. Because I decided to pay the extra money for an extra edition that didn't benefit me whatsoever. And I've been getting slighted about shit like this. DLC or add-ons to games, I really gotta just wait till the game comes out completely and then buy the DLC. This game, there's talks about it not being in the Game Awards. Like, it doesn't even qualify, and I'm just like, I don't even understand what that even means. Does this game does enough to, in my eyes, to be in Game of the Year? I'm fairly certain this is probably like the newest game I have played. The only game I've played this year. Only game I've bought this year, like outright bought. So that might be an issue. Yeah, that is the only newest. Oh well, Dying Light came out like a couple years ago, so that doesn't count. I just don't know what happened. Everything screamed, everything that this game embodies says hit. I'm just thinking the game's not, the length of the game is a real issue to me. And then feeling like you're basically doing the same thing over and over. It's good, but I haven't found a reason to like replay the missions, because I don't feel like I need to. Would I go back and go to play some of the co-op missions when they drop some new DLC for it, new add-ons or anything like that? I don't think so. I'm still surprised I even have it installed on my PC after playing it. I expected more from this game. Maybe my expectation is too high for games. There's a lot happening, and I expect a lot of these games to come out and like save the day. And am I part of the problem with these, ungrateful gamers? But that whole ungrateful gamer type conversation is weird because we're buying into a product. Like, if you were giving it away for free and we had some shit to talk, I can understand that. But if we're buying what you're selling, this wasn't as much as I expected it to be. It doesn't, like, after beating the game, I haven't thought about going back to it. Like, I may try to PvP, but besides that, I don't. What? I rather feel like I go back to Helldivers. This is like a more, would you say more mature? Well, more story streamlined approach to like a Helldivers thing, like, but going corridor, using melee, using guns, jetpacking. I don't know, man. I just felt like this game is good. I just don't think this was an immediate buy at its second highest price point, that it was worth it. Now, is it because it's the game industry that I'm feeling this way, or is just, you know what? Fuck it, YOLO. I don't know what the fuck to say anymore about this. It's a weird situation. What mature story-ish, mature setting co-op game are we getting? Besides Gear, that I can see, that I know from going down, is probably like the Emergence Day is probably the only thing I'm looking forward to co-op wise, multiplayer wise. It is gonna. I feel like it should bring me back to a point that I'm like, gaming was good, gaming was great. Don't get me wrong. These other games that drop, I'm not saying they're bad, but they're not. Either I'm getting older, they're not that level of like, I gotta play it. For this game, Space Marine, I felt that energy. Like, done from work, boom, me get on this. Excited to play it. But after everything is said and done, is it because it was too short for me that I feel like I was gypped? Is that where we're going with it? I'm just trying to figure it out. But again, since I talked out a couple of calls of buying the game, because I was like, it's not worth it right now. Because after they play it and beat it, it's done. Maybe I just need to get my head around the fact that some games are just meant to play and just beat and be done with it. Maybe I'm asking too much for these games. Like these survival horror games that can come back, you can come back and continue playing. Like you can figure out something out. You can live day to day in the game. The struggle of living, finding resources and things like that. Maybe I have gotten too comfortable with games that give me all this extra stuff and I can pick and choose if I want to continue. Like there's no fetch quests in the game. It's literally you move A to B, you do a specific objective, corridor shoot, horde fight, hold the line, boss fight. It's literally that. And that on its own should be good. Should be good enough, I believe. Should be good enough. Beating it, I just felt like I was empty inside. I wanted more. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. Maybe it's that, you know what? A good game, objectively good game, should want you wanting more. This is not the end of the series, so I shouldn't be like, I'm struggling, like the ending wasn't over the top, made me feel like everything was tied up in a nice little bow. This was literally dude bro, kill, blood, gore. That's what it was. Simple game. A real simple game. So now I think about it, I still don't believe it should be at the price point it is at. For what they give you, I think they just set it up so that after you beat the game, you want more in a good way. In a good way, I feel like I wanted more. So if I just speaking about it in general right now, am I mad that I talked two people out of getting the game? No. I still think the price point is too high for what you're getting. But I do believe this game deserves to be in the conversation of Game of the Year. With what people are dropping right now and how decisive the community is on type of games. Like, well, oh, this one has this. This one has this. This deserves to be listed in the conversation. I don't know. I truly believe that Space Marine is one of those games that you're gonna look at. I should say the Warhammer 40k storyline is so great, and they have all these other games. I feel like the Space Marine one pulls me in because that's the one I know more about than the other ones. I've played some of the other Space Marine. I played Vermicide. I played the one with the prisoners that was dropped on Xbox. It was dropped on Game Pass. I played those. They were alright. But I feel like bringing in newcomers, Space Marine was that game. Newcomers are people who wanted to jump in, dip their tone to the 40k universe. Since Henry Cavill's gonna be playing in that universe, it was a good introduction. And after I think about it, the totality of what the game does, it's not a bad game. I still would wait for a discount. The discount can be however you think it should be. I don't think you should be paying full price for this game. 50, 40, 30. 30 probably be a steal. But that's how I feel about the game. The game does make me feel wanting, like I wanted some more. I know I keep coming back to that. I just didn't want it to end. And then when it did end, I was just like, this is not enough. and especially the story. I don't think I really even paid attention to the story like that. It was subpar. The story was subpar. Like it was cool seeing some things like that. People doing some extra shit. It's like a horror film. I shouldn't say it's subpar. It's like a horror film. Like, certain people are gonna do dumb shit and fuck it up for everybody else, and that's what it was. Beyond Good and Evil. Still being made. They revealed it at 2018. Actually, they re-revealed it at 2018. They first revealed it at fucking 2008. So this game's like 16 years late. I want the game. I've been very happy with. I was happy with the original. I played the original kind of late. I played it again on PC. Like, I had a hard copy of the original game. There's not a lot for me to say. It's been in development hell for so long. And with the strange things that happen at Ubisoft and them pushing back Assassin's Creed, which may be a good thing, maybe a bad thing. We'll see. Because they pushed it back and it doesn't hit. What more can I say? If they push the game back and it doesn't hit, it's going to be a weird situation. And just Ubisoft in general and what's going on with them trying to be bought out. They're trying to be bought out. People, the shareholders are arguing about what's going on with them. Should they even stay? There's a lot happening with them. They want the owners to give up their rights. Very confusing. I just don't understand how all this is happening willy-nilly. It is a very, very turbulent time for the company. For the company that gave us Far Cry 3, Far Cry 5, Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed multiplayer, Far Cry multiplayer. I forgot to even mention that. They had some very big hits and a lot of lows. I don't know what's going on with that company in general. And they seem to not to know what the fuck is going on. They still got Rainbow Six Siege. The new Star Wars game isn't hitting like they wanted it to. It does a lot of things good from what I'm hearing, but not enough to be like to take over. Like, it's some weird things. Like, they have some high points in Star Wars from what I'm hearing about, like, the atmosphere, the world does seem lived in. But then you do like all these like stealth missions that like very bare bones stealth. You have X Defiant that's going away. Avatar Frontier of Pandora. I don't even know if anybody even talks about this game. Skull and Bone came out way too late. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. I'm hearing they're getting rid of everybody. The Crew Motorfest. They gave away the crew for free, so that's good. The Crew 2. Assassin's Creed Mirage. People don't even know how to feel about that. Rider Republic. I do like some of the out there games that they're putting out. The Division. I heard the Division game was canceled. The next one, the new Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the one after that, I don't know what's going on. So there's a lot happening with Ubisoft. They're not doing enough. They did have they have a lot of out there games. I shouldn't say a lot, but they have some out there games that have their niches. Just Dance, that's their thing. Mario and Rabbids, I feel like there's an audience for there. Rocksmith is the audience for there. Brawlhalla, I didn't even recognize that Brawlhalla was under their purview. Roller Champions, For Honor. There's some things there, man. I just don't know. They took it a lot of L's with what they've put out. Some of the branches they jumped on, I should say waves or branches they jumped on that didn't work out. Rainbow Six Extraction that nobody fucked with. Immortal Phoenix Rising, that didn't look bad. For some strange reason, people just butchered the fuck out of it. This would have been a good like space a game you put out in between Assassin's Creed, which would have gave you some oomph. Like really like sat there and be like, all right, let's put this out when we're still building out our next Assassin's Creed. This game would have came out since Shadow pushed back. This would have been a great time to push this out and put in the press for all that. I actually still need to buy it on PC. It's just a lot that hasn't been hit. Trivial Pursuit 2. I didn't even know you guys even made that. Yo, let's go. How much is this? You can't get it on PC? Yo, these mans are playing. This is what I be talking about. Who the fuck does this? Who the fuck does this? This is some good. It should have been a good co-op game, cross-play co-op game. When you're just trying to just fuck around though, like this game came out 2 years ago, and I did not hear about it at all. Like, what the fuck are these guys doing? This is what people are talking about. You don't think Trivial Pursuit, you guys got Monopoly, you don't think that deserved to be on PC? You have a lot of this mobile shit. Like, I understand people chasing bags, but what the fuck? I'm seeing a lot of mobile games. Watchdog Legion didn't hit. I believe they are making a Watchdog TV show or animation TV show, whatever the case may be. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I think that didn't hit as hard as they wanted it to. Odyssey was a better game. I played and beaten both. Beaten all the DLC for the first Odyssey. I did not play the Ragnarok DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Again, since I bought it, the gold edition, and they added this DLC later, they would have charged me for that, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not doing it. I didn't feel like coming back to the world at that point. It is what it is. Ghost Recon Breakpoint did not hit. I like the game. It's just a very weird situation with they put in a lot of like they did this for their single player games also, that they put DLC, paid DLC for a single player game. And I'm just like, yo, why don't you just make it a grind to get the items? Like, the only way you can get them was like paid. Single player game. I don't know, man. Just make them grind it out. Far Cry New Dawn. Far Cry 4 was bad. 5 brought me back hope. What's the newest one? 6 was Primal, and I didn't play Primal. I have Primal on Xbox. But it doesn't make sense to me, because why would you have a game that you're playing as a character who understands the language and it not being the language you speak. I really think that it was like, all right, this is cute. Let's just put this, because if they put it in these other games, they put these languages in other games. They usually change the audio for them. In this game, they're like, oh, we're not gonna just gonna put subtitles, which is what they thought. Here's the problem with this is my line of thinking with that. I know I'm rambling on this part, but I'm talking about Ubisoft in general. Like they done stupid moves. Like Assassin's Creed multiplayer was good. It was a good tacked on thing. They were like, all right, we're not expecting the craziest amount of innovation, but how they had you blending with the crowd, killing each other, stuff like that, the free for all, the team base, all that was great. Like you didn't notice who. Like it was very hard to notice who was not on your team. That was great. Far Cry Primal. I jumped from Far Cry. If you're playing as a character who is from that era, they should be speaking the language you speak. In every other game, they speak your language because you're pretending to be a Pacific character. If you're pretending to be a Pacific character, if I'm pretending to be somebody from Italy and they're speaking Italian, it should be English to me. You get what I'm saying? So that just makes sense. If they're speaking the language, I know I'm nitpicking. But if you're playing in Italian and the characters are speaking to them in Italian, it shouldn't sound like Italian to you. It should sound like whatever language you actually speak because you're in the Animus. And within the Animus, you have the ability to understand know how to fight like them, know their history, know what their future's gonna be. You have all these abilities, so you should automatically be able to interpret the shit you're doing. Oh, my fault. I said Animus, but in Far Cry, you get what I mean, though. You get what I mean. It's just along those lines. I guess it's nitpicking. I just had to say about that because it drove me crazy. I might as well just put actually, you know what? Fuck it. Legendary. Oh, wow. Not legendary. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 is being remastered. I would rather have a remake of the game. Let's not be lazy. The game was crazy popular from my knowledge. They're bringing back the OG game. I have it on PC. I haven't played it again. I bought it. I don't remember when I bought it, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back and play this game. The backlog is crazy. Please don't judge me. The backlog is crazy. They should have just remade the game. And they should also remake the other one. Legacy of Kain, besides Soul Reaver, the Legacy of Kain edition. I felt like they should have just did them in tangent, but remastering the Soul Reaver and then trying to go back and double dip, because if this does hit, you're gonna drop Legacy of Kain. Cool. And if that hits, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? If this one hits, you're definitely gonna drop Legacy of Kain. So are you gonna remake Legacy of Kain? Which I would actually enjoy if they remade both of them. Now, there's not a lot of there's a bunch of vampire games. Vampire Survive, V Rising, Vampire, but those games, they aged out. They're old news already. Legacy of Kain, that would have hit. Dropping a decisive ending for the series. Now, since I haven't played these games in so long, I've bought all of them. The Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain. I don't remember what the ending is of the whole saga. So they can just give us that with an actual ending. If there is one, I apologize, I'm talking on my ass right now, but I don't recall what the ending is. Since it's basically a PS1 game? PS1, PS2 game? I'm fairly certain it was a PS1 game. So they had that. I think they're trying to catch us with the FOMO. They're trying to catch us with the FOMO. Is a lot of other games that are dropping out and being like, oh, well, we're remaking our own games. They did it with Lords of the Fallen. I don't know if anybody even played that. I don't know how well it sold. No shots against that, but they had Lords of the Fallen. They remade it and dropped it again. Hopefully, they got these guys some money. They're doing it. They're doing remakes of. They did remakes of already. The Last of Us Part 1. So we gotta look into this remake. Is the remake, quote unquote remake, remastered, FOMO, is that good enough to pull people back in? Is that good enough for us in general? I know I want another Splinter Cell game. If they remade the original Splinter Cell, I wouldn't be mad. Remade the whole Splinter Cell saga, I would not be mad. But are they gonna bring back Michael Ironside as a voice actor? At this point, if they bring in someone new, I probably wouldn't be mad. But the voice gotta hit. You gotta have somebody with a distinguished voice that's gonna be playing the character, and you need somebody who's in that spy space, that stealth genre of games. Assassin's Creed ain't fitting the bill anymore. Assassin's Creed is barely any stealth right now. It's more action based. Metal Gear Solid, convoluted storyline. So it is what it is with that. Splinter Cell, Sam Fisher, good old American boy. All right, I want another one. These remakes, there's a lot happening. If you're gonna remake these games, bring them back to where they need to be. We need to feel like you're actually giving us a bang for our buck. With Legacy of Kain, I kind of wanted all the games. If we're just gonna do a remaster, just up-res these games, just drop them all. Because what are you gonna drop this game? If you drop them all and drop them for 70, I would accept that. 80, I might accept that also. But just re-resing the game, like, if you remade the game, that's more acceptable. But remade the games individually, like they're doing in Final Fantasy, that's different. That's different. There's a lot of this. I gotta get the bang for my buck type mentality in gaming. Much deserved, because we've been burnt a hell of a lot. But the milking of such IPs, and they're not giving us their full undivided attention when they're making these IPs, I have to question them. But would it even hit the same way with some of these IPs? Legacy of Kain is a certain type of game. Is the cult following that good? That big? That's gonna pull in the bucks for these guys to even get this game off the shelves? I feel like they're just testing the water in general, and it is what it is at that point. I can't blame them for all that. But we need to be very realistic on how these games are coming out. Does it make more sense to just remake 1 and 2 into one large game and then sell it to us as a complete package? I think that would have been a better approach. But it is technically what the fuck is Mario considered? I don't know what Mario is, but it's basically one of those games. Like it's not really hack and slash. I wouldn't say it's hack and slash, but it's definitely like old school, like puzzle, jumping on puzzles and shit like that. Like I feel like it's like an old school Mario type game, like action adventure. It's like an old school action adventure. And is that good enough for today's audience? And they have to understand that. I understand a lot of games are taking a lot longer to come out because of the sheer scope of these games, what they are trying to include in these games. But let's just be 100% real. These budgets, these promotional budgets are hella high. I don't know if you need to promote your games as heavy as putting them on billboards and things like that. I don't think you even need to do that. Because people who game, let's be realistic, people who game go to certain places. You'll go to Steam, you'll go to Xbox, you go to Sony, you'll go to Epic, you'll go to these websites and they can do the promotion for you. I don't know how much that would cost, but they can do the promotion for you. Like YouTube, you can have a YouTube channel. Like, realistically, you don't need all these like real world promotions for these games because it doesn't. I think it got up to the spectacle of everybody like, oh, we seen the bill with this crazy concept. That's cool. But a lot of these games, like, you don't need a big name actor for it. You don't need a lot of these things that people are spending money on for your game to do well. What you need to do is pay, like, once again, they're like multi-million-dollar promotions that be going on. Put it on YouTube. Send out some video game codes for certain people. Make sure your shit's able to be played everywhere. There's big enough YouTubers. It's not even big enough. There's YouTubers who would just play your games for free. And if you honestly sent them a code for a game they're actually interested in, they would play it for free. Twitch, same thing. If your game's good enough, word of mouth will get it to where it needs to go. If we've seen some gameplay from a game no one's ever heard of and it gets put on fucking social media, it's just gonna run like wildfire. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be a slow burn in the beginning. But people's gonna be seeing things that haven't been seen in other games, gonna be like, oh shit. Hop on the bandwagon, oh, have you heard about this game? Have you heard of this game? Word of mouth is doing a lot of legwork for these games, and people's like forgetting like that's how things should be going. Yeah, you can pay fucking millions of dollars, get yourself a fucking Super Bowl commercial for your game among us. But what is the point of spending that level of money for? Because you can? Like, just pay for an ad on YouTube. Do an ad run on YouTube. Give your game out for free. Some free codes. Ad on Twitch. Simple. And the funny thing is, all these gaming websites, they all need new information to stay relevant. All of them. So you're basically helping them by putting your shit out. You wouldn't even have to buy rights, but hey, just your game having enough word of mouth, these video game websites, these bloggers, stuff like that, they're all talk about the game in general. I know I was just supposed to be talking about Legacy of Kain Remastered, but I rolled it all into like the FOMO aspect. how their fucking video game and movies budgets is crazy. It's just that there's a dedicated system that promotes news for your game. You can have the big ones like Kotaku, IGN. You can have those. Then you can have some YouTubers like. Actually, I probably shouldn't be naming any. But yeah, man, you should watch. People are gonna see the stuff, and that money that you're spending on promoting it, you're overspending that. Do a quick week run on YouTube, ad space, boom, boom, boom. Quick one on Twitch. That's good enough. Put some ad space on the PlayStation website, the Xbox website. They're going to show these games anyway because they get a cut from these games for being on their platform, just like Steam and Epic. Alright, let's wrap it up with the Joker Part 2. After watching it and understanding that the director was like, fuck you, you thought I was failing you? That's what they really did. That's what he really did. The directors, the writers, what the fuck happened? All the singing bits fucking threw me off every time. But again, there's points in the movie that I'm just like, all right, this can work. This is not as bad as I originally thought. Then it starts singing. All right, another time. All right, I understand there's some singing parts. Maybe they're not gonna land. They're not gonna put that in a chokehold. Get you some breathers in it. Nope, another singing part. They didn't want this movie to do well for some reason. If you remove the singing parts from the movie, it's watchable. Remove the singing parts, it's watchable. Change up, make it a little bit darker. I can see, like, I've seen some other individuals who talking about how they would change it. So I want to give my thoughts on that. I don't want anything good to happen to the Joker in the movie. And if something good does happen, I want it to be instantly pulled from him and him get burnt every time he's like I want him to be reaching out for hope and he gets taken away from every time. Which was kind of what happens in the movie. If you didn't see it, it's kind of what happens in 1 and 2. And that's how I liked it. I didn't want this movie. I didn't want to walk away from this movie happy what happened. I just wanted to look at it as like, yo, the harshness of this guy's life turned him into what we know him to be. He just finally lost it. But this battle of him being the Joker or him being Arthur, okay, that was cute. They can keep that in there. But I think he should have embraced, like, from what happens at the end of the movie. Fuck it, spoiler alert, right? The spoiler alert. From him disowning the Joker character, Lady Gaga / Harley Quinn says she don't want to be with him because there is no Joker, right? So she was in love with the Joker personality. Once he basically said the Joker's not a real person, that's what fucked up their relationship or whatnot. Whatever, the relationship didn't seem real at all anyway. And again, they could have just kept it like that to like this bright part, like him seeing some type of hope in this dark tunnel, and just him to climb out of this hole to realize that the way like the level of movement of him getting out the hole was so minuscule, it didn't matter in the overall scheme of his life. Because his life is shit. And I wanted them to hammer down on his life being shit. I like the first one because there's glimpses of hope and they keep taking it away from him. I want to say, what's the term I want to use? Like, the fuck, I can't remember it. But there's a term for it, like, you just don't want anything happen, nothing nice to happen. And that's what I wanted for this character. Like, I wanted to come away from it like thinking like, dog, that was dark. Or like, because again, it's not trying to be like gory and everything like that. But the sheer, like, you looking at the movie like days later and saying like, damn, that was dark. Like, that man's life is crazy. Like, contemplate like life shit. Just looking it through his eyes, like what you would have done and stuff like that. Like, I don't care enough about the character now. Just like, I'm like looking at part one, how shitty his life was. His mom was lying to him and everything like that. Fucking, he had a figment of imagination that he was dating that girl who she wasn't dating. They brought back a couple of them in the court, which was great. There was just, oh man, they took a great concept and decided that, you know what, you guys like this, I'm gonna destroy what you like. And this is the same thing they did with fucking like He-Man. They were doing on He-Man with the TV show with fucking whatever that fucking dude who wears jerseys all the time, like hockey jerseys. I don't remember his name. Silent Bob. Like, I understand that they want to build off their own characters, but why are you sacrificing a character that's beloved to do these things? The She-Ra TV show, it's not bad, but when they try to like shit on He-Man constantly, they were like, yo, what the fuck? You don't need to do some shit like that. But you can also say the same thing for the Harley Quinn show. They do a lot of like, I don't know, man. They do a lot of this like, oh, you like this character? We're gonna flip this character on its head and be like, well, it's not the same character, you know. I'm just like, yo, come on. Like, what are you guys doing? You wanted to use the character and use the fan base the character has to literally make you popular. Make it easy for you to bring in people into seats. And then when you get access to that fan base, like, all right, fuck it. Now that you're watching this, which the He-Man, the She-Ra show, it's not bad, but like, it's very weird in situations like, okay, the whole, they want to put gay people and gay loves and like that showdown on TV. That's cool. You added them the gay concept in that universe. Okay, cool. He-Man dies for something stupid. You bring him back, he dies again. There's no need for that. There was literally no need for that. So what do we get from you doing that? What do we get from you taking the Joker, a character that's universally loved, I should say, and making the next movie that people's like thinking that you're probably like the next director to watch. I don't know of any movies this guy's done before. I didn't even look it up. I don't remember this guy's even name who made the movie. So I'm not even gonna attempt. But after that, we're looking and we're like, oh, so this is this. Once it was said that it's going to be a sing-along, everybody was like, no. Why are you doing this? I don't know if it's true or not that he just wanted to bury the character in that universe. But having a standalone movie in a bigger universe is not bad. Star Wars is doing it, and Rebel One, that made sense. That worked out great for them. I just don't know why they took what arguably was probably like one of the best movies that came out that year to the sequel to be like, we're gonna change everything in the sequel. It's great because the movie, the first one, like, there is no Batman. You're telling a whole side. Joker's not actually doing like Joker activity. It's just a gritty story, and people liked it. Then to go be like, you know what? Fuck it. It's just coming home. It's only been in theaters for like a month. It's going straight to DVD now. I think it's only been in theaters for like less than a month. Probably 2 months. I don't care who the director is. I don't even want to look at what movies he did do. I don't think, even if this is like a bump in his legacy, the sheer audacity for him to do this was just fucking insane. Because he didn't need to go this route. Who thought a sing-along was the route you should have went? It doesn't make sense. These people are fucking weird. Someone once told me, I should say someone once, but someone told me, they were talking to me, they're like, yo, Lady Gaga's not a good actor. And I was just like, I don't know enough that I don't see enough that she's been in for me to judge that. But you're not giving her a lot to work with when you do shit like this. Yo, fuck, man. I really was just like, yo, maybe they'll pull something together. I had to watch it with my own eyes to understand, like, yo, they really just did get no fucks. The man just wanted to bury the saga. And why even take the L? Why even have this blurb on your whole, like, cinematography? Why would you even have that? Why would you even try to do it? Real weird. There was no need for it. They shouldn't have done it. It's just crazy that they even went this far.